know, is an established online social community and marketing company registered right here in Dubai. And we connect people from all around the world. And at the same time, has given them exclusive access to a range of marketable products and services. And we have been the pioneer of online crowd marketing since 2019. From there, we have seen exponential growth. We have gone from 0 to 30 million people in just under 3 years. We are in every single continent. We translate our message into 12 different languages. We are truly amazing and truly global, and this is the future. Crowd1 is going to be where we are going to be established in this region and globally for a very, very, very long time.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to everybody who's taken their wonderful time into joining us for Crowd1 sales training. My name is George Epen, your host for today. So before we get into our training, let's take a quick moment to thank the Lord Almighty because this opportunity was given to us 38 million members when the world is going through extreme darkness. Let's take a quick moment to thank the Lord Almighty. Thank you very much. So as mentioned, my name is George Epen, at the manager 1-star ranking, currently doing business in about 16 countries with a team of around 2,500 people. So I've been primarily into sales all my life, and primarily into the insurance sales side. I got the opportunity to recruit, manage, and develop at least 250 insurance agents in my career. So during that time, in fact, I taught people to sell the most toughest product on earth, life insurance. People don't like talking about it, and it's something that you cannot see. So when I came across Crowd1, and when I looked at it, this is the most simplest business to do on earth, right? So let's get into it. Now, before we start, let's go ahead and hear from our network director, Peter Jacobson first.
The word of today, growth. If you want a better life tomorrow, you better start today. There's no change if you don't change. But when you start grow as a person, people will notice that change in you, and they will be attracted to that change because they want what you have to offer. We're not human doings. We're human beings. We gotta be before we can do, before we can have, in that order. So if you start doing that, the best of your life is gonna be the rest of your life, because you're not who you think you are. You are who you think you are.
So today what we'll be going over is rule number 6 for sales professionals and rule number 6 for sales leaders. And then as usual, we'll be going over how to do Crowd1 business in a minute. Okay, so where are we all going towards? Where are we running towards? To become ambassadors of the company, right? Visualize. Every second we should be dreaming about this. Every second, because what you think, you become. Because your thoughts, when you keep on thinking about this, your thoughts become your words, and your words become action. But you have to continuously think about it. If you just think for a quick moment, then you may talk about it, but then you may let go of it because you're not thinking about it. Think constantly think about that ring, $30,000 ring. Imagine that being an ambassador. So that's where we all are heading towards. So let's go ahead and learn rule number 6 for sales leaders. As leaders, there are rules, right? Because when we're developing teams. So rule number 6 is create self-sufficiency. Creating self-sufficiency with your team members. So let's go ahead and take a look at rule number 6.
Rule number 6, create self-sufficiency. Don't fix, but explore. You know, as sales leaders, how many times in a given week do people come in and say, I've got a big call tomorrow. What would you do, Dave? Intuitively, I know what to do. And every ounce of my being wants to say, do this, 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 and this. But the problem with that is that they didn't connect the dots. They didn't do any of the heavy lifting. And if they run into a roadblock during the call, they won't know how to get out of it because it's my solution. If you want to make your team self-sufficient, you have to stop rescuing them. And we rescue people for a couple different reasons. It's almost as if somebody comes into our office and says, hey, I've got a call tomorrow. It's really tricky. What would you do? I love the word tricky because, it gets all the creative juices going for me. I rip open my shirt and there's this big S on my body, super salesperson. I hated what I was doing. I was doing reports for senior execs. Hate that. They come in, it feeds into, I love that part of my job. I love problem solving. I love looking like a great salesperson in front of my team. So I jump in with the answer. Or I'm pressed for time. I've got 18 hours of work to do in 3 hours. So I say, I don't have time. Do this, 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 and this. They leave saying, okay. I know in my heart of hearts, they don't do anything I just said. I feel good about myself. But the problem is my people are learned helplessness. They don't think for themselves. So I'd rather you change the rules up. When people come to you for help, have them come to you with a suggestion on how they would solve the problem and look to you to validate how they're going to do it. When you're validating versus creating the solution, much better. Because you've gone from learned helplessness, if you create it, to validate is self-sufficiency. Here's the other thing that you could ask when people walk in. Out of curiosity, what are 2 or 3 things that you would do to solve this problem? Or you could say, I'm happy to help you. If you didn't find me today, I wasn't in the office, I was out with a customer, how would you solve the problem? So what I'm doing is I'm taking it and I'm saying I'm happy to help you, but how would you do it? And I'm doing that for a couple reasons. One, they should learn how to connect the dots. They should be self-sufficient. I want them to operate at maximum efficiency when I'm not around. Secondly, the ego, the self thing that I felt when I gave you the answers, I want them to feel. I want them to have the confidence and conviction in their response, not the confidence and conviction that I have all the answers. Don't do your kids' homework because ultimately they have no idea what that math course was, and you know that. And don't do all the work for your salespeople. It's the same end result. I want people to be able to think and do on their own. How that happens isn't doing it for them. Good luck.
The Sandler Rules for Sales Leaders are available now at Amazon or Sandler.com. You can click on the player now to watch the previous video.
So this is very, very important when you look at leading your team. The last thing what they said, the last thing, don't do your kids' homework. Everything is there in it, right? Don't do your kids' homework. That's number one. Also, don't leave it for the child to do his homework by herself, by him or herself. Don't leave him alone, because they will do their work however they feel like. They may not do it at all. Give the liberty to a child. If you give the liberty to a child and say, do your homework, what do you think the kid will do? The kid is not going to do the homework, right? So we got to be responsible parents. Don't fish for your people, but teach them how to fish. Very important. So how do you get this done? So someone comes and runs to you, so, George, I have a very important meeting for this guy. You know, he's got a lot of money and he's well known in the community. Can you help me out? Can you do this presentation for me? So yes, I can help you. But let me ask you a question. What would you have done if you did not find me today? Make them stand on their own. And also practice with your team. Practice with your team. Role play with your team. Let them understand you are there for them. When you're there for them, they'll be there for you when you need them. But you need to care. You need to care. You need to teach. Don't dictate. Don't tell, another thing is, so when you, after doing 1 or 2 sales, once you start closing, with your team members, when you go, you may be very excited and sharing all the details of Crowd1 and this and that, but you got to slow down. You got to allow you got to make, it's not a matter of allow. You should make your team member or your downline start the talking, introduce them, give them little by little, get him to confidence of standing in the business. So teach the people, role play, and practice with them. Okay, so creating self-sufficiency, rule number 6 for leaders. Now let's go for rule number 6 for sales professionals. Okay, rule number 6 for sales professionals. Hold on.
Hey, it's Dave. Rule number 6, don't buy back your products or service that you sold today. Hey, listen, we've all run into situations where you had a yes, and then for some reason it went dark. You couldn't get them back on the phone, or they decided to cancel through email, but you really could never get face-to-face to use all your selling skills to figure out what happened and maybe even put it back together. We all suffer from buyer's remorse. You have to acknowledge when somebody says yes to you face to face, they are going to experience buyer's remorse. Your goal, your job as a professional salesperson is to have them experience buyer's remorse in front of you, so then you can deal with it if in fact it falls apart. You want to use your face-to-face skills. So the trick is to bring up a minor objection that came up during the sales cycle and bring it back up. Quick example. Mary, I know you wanted blue. We only have red. You said that was going to be okay. I just want to revisit before I leave the office today that red is going to be okay with you. Now, when they say yes to you, they have psychologically closed the file. They're good. You need to manage the fear, doubt, and worry that people have of making the right decision. So be a shrink, help them overcome it. And what I'm suggesting is you help them overcome it in front of you. So never, ever buy back the product or service that you sold today.
Let's hear one more version of it. Okay, one more version.
Hi, I'm Bob Barber with Sandler Training. I'm here to talk to you about rule number 6. Don't buy back tomorrow what you sold today. I was talking to a salesperson the other day and he'd closed a big deal. Gone to the bank, cashed the check, the works. Unfortunately, he got a 4 o'clock in the morning phone call from a prospect saying, put a hold on things, something's come up. He'd had second thoughts. Second thoughts. Have you ever had second thoughts? Of course you have. It's human nature. It's usually right after you let your daughter stay out late on Friday night, or you order dessert or buy that new car. Did I make the right decision? It's only human nature. Traditional salespeople tend to rush through that process, hope that the person doesn't have their human nature natural reaction of second thoughts or buyer's remorse. They try to close the deal, pass that problem on to somebody else, get that contract processed. At Sandler, we help the prospect embrace that. Bring it up, help them go through it, work through that second thought, that buyer's remorse. It might sound something like, Jim, I'm looking forward to working with you. I think it's going to be fun. This accounting solution is what your company needs. Now, you were a little concerned that we couldn't get the conversion in place within 3 weeks. It's going to be more like 5. Are you going to be okay with that? Help that person work through it. What better way to reinforce the role of a trusted advisor than to help that person work through their buyer's remorse? Rule number 6, don't buy back tomorrow what you sold today.
So buyer's remorse. So now this, let me explain to you in a very simple way. What is buyer's remorse? For example, we went and bought a new car and we just bought it, we paid everything, and we're driving off the showroom. And we're driving, and then suddenly we see so many other cars which are similar to ours. And then we think, oh my God, did I make the right decision? Did I make the right decision? You think, oh my God, did I pay too much? You'd start thinking, right? That is buyer's remorse. Similarly, connected to our business. You do a presentation with people and they are very excited and they say, yes, I like it. Let's do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow we are very excited. We call them, they don't pick up. They have gone out of the face of the earth. We try calling them, leave a voice message. They're looking at the message. They're not calling back. So many other things, right? So people, you should help people during that stage. So most people will get into that stage. So we should help walk them through that stage in our meeting itself. So how you would do it is, so when I talk to people, I'm just sharing my example, how I close the deal. So when I talk to people, after they say, okay, fine, which package would you like? I recommend you go for the Titanium Pro, but you need to tell me you need to go with the Titanium Pro, or you want to start with the white, or at least minimum, try to start with the gold, whatever it is you say. Okay, I'll go with the gold package. So, all right. So then I say that, okay, fine. Let me send you the link. And you can register and you can sign up. So what I do is I go and reconfirm with them. Sir, are you really sure about this? Because this is a world's #1 business. This is not an investment. This is a business that we're going to do. I'm going to put in my time. I'm going to train you, develop you. But are you serious that you want to take this as a business and you're going to do your best in this? Yes. So you should ask those questions, get them a reconfirmation, get them to say yes. Once they say yes, mentally they have locked it. So also you can sometimes, if the person, if you have a big doubt that with this person will join or not, but be upfront about it. Sir, I get the feeling that you might be saying yes, but I can't feel the yes from inside. Do you still have any other doubts in you? Talk to them. Get the feeling right. Because we want them all in. So if we want them all in, you got to put everything on the table. Sales is relationship. Sales is education. Sales is respect. Sales is, taking care of your client's need. Sales is asking questions, understanding. So it's a skill. Sales is nothing hard. It's all about asking questions. Sales is not talking. Sales is not talking and throwing out everything you know. The more you learn, the lesser you talk. The more you learn, the less you talk. That is sales. Okay, so keep that in mind. Get a solid decision from your prospect, but ask them respectfully, humbly. Take them through it. It's a life-changing business. It's just not a product you sell and you run away, right? This is a lifestyle. You're inviting their family to ours. So the care, give them the care and honesty. It might not be for them, but be an advisor. Be an opportunity doctor. A doctor, why I say a doctor is because a doctor, when a patient comes and sees the doctor, does the doctor immediately assume that this is your problem and take these medication? No, right? Please sit down. How are you doing? When did you last visit the doctor? What made you come here today? How was everything? He diagnoses it. Same way you diagnose, find out, talk to them, understand if there is a pain for them. How has the last 1 year been? Did they lose their job? Or 70% of the world has lost their money because they couldn't get to work. They've depleted their savings. So everybody needs something exciting, something new, and they need money. So you're an opportunity doctor. So you understand them, you ask questions. Then there's the process that we have, right? Then we invite them to a business presentation. Then once they join the business, there's education and there's events throughout. And that's how the cycle goes in. It's a proven system, right? It's a proven system. So we got to follow the system and we got to keep it very, very, very simple. You got to keep it very, very, very simple. That's the main thing about the business. So rule number 6 is handling buyer's remorse, connecting people, understanding them, and then take them through. So while I go away from them, after we sign up and register, these are the things that we are going to do. Are you okay with that? Get them to go through them, be there with them, saying that, a whole huge big company is there with them. So that's how you handle buyer's remorse. Now, getting into to do effective sales. Now, since the company is growing way, we are in hyper growth, we got to follow the system. Everybody needs to, say the same language. A common process that is being used, which I follow with my teams as well, is from Peter Jacobson. The 4-step process. First is a quick first look. We call them to invite them to a business presentation. And then ongoing education is given, and the events. This is our cycle, right? 4-step process. So now, to master our business, we need to have 7 skills in this. 7 skills. How to find prospects, how to invite them, how to present to prospects, how to follow up with prospects, how to close them, how to get new people started, and how to promote events. These are the 7 skills that you need in this business. Okay. Now, what you got to understand is anybody, even you start from zero, can develop any skill they want just in 4 hours. Any skill in this world, basically. Right? So this is, compared to that, this is the most simplest thing. To master Crowd1 business. So over here, because of the amazing system and support that we have from our uplines and company, all you need is 1 and 2. Rest, for everything, we have assistance or we have help. Because presentations, there are about 25,000 to 40,000 Zoom meetings happening every day, different languages. So we don't have to actually do it, right? Then following up with prospects, our upline will help us. Closing prospects. In the meeting itself, we close, or your upline will be there to close them. Getting new people started. So there are so many leaders like myself who are conducting trainings like this. We have induction trainings every Tuesdays and Saturdays. And we have it on YouTube as well. If anybody joins, you can send them that link, get them trained immediately. So you have support for that as well. Then promoting events. So we are in different WhatsApp groups, Facebook groups are there. We get information from all the events, right? So among all the 7 skills, we just need 2 of them, I would say, when you start your business. Until you become a team leader, coordinator, 1 and 2 is enough. And once you start being a manager like myself, then you'll have a team, you'll start coordinating, you will start doing your own stuff. So basically, for you to start the business, number 1 and number 2 is more than enough. Finding prospects and inviting them. Okay. Now, what you got to understand is our upline, Anthony Chetalan, he is the one I follow, because Peter Jacobson says, never take advice from a person who cannot take you to the next level. Never take instructions from anybody who does not help you to go to the next level. Okay, fine, go, boom. So I went, whose instruction should I follow? Anybody above me or the topmost person, right? So I went looking for Anthony Chittilan. I started following him, and different events and different meetings that he is at, I started following him, and I started understanding the business by following Anthony Chittilan. So everywhere he says, keep it simple. And in one of the Dubai live events, I got this technique from Anthony itself. He was teaching his Russian team. So what I understood from that is, see, you got to keep the business completely simple. So keeping it simple, who are the people involved in this business? Upline, downline, and prospect. You got to keep it simple in all the levels. So when the upline is explaining something to the downline, it's simple, right? So downline, when he's inviting the prospect, okay, simple, pretty cool, it's okay. So you got to keep it simple at all levels. Okay, so number one, so you know what, before I get into this, let's get our mindset ready, okay? So before we make the list, let's get into from where I understand Anthony Chittilan's talk. This next 10-minute video is really going to give you all the tips for you to succeed in this business. All the tips, superpowers. Okay, you are going to get the superpowers in this business. All right, hold on. Let me share that with you. It's from one of the events. Yeah, business. Yes, Bira. Yes, Esbira. Yes, Bira. Yeah, I'll send you the link. Don't worry. All right. So if you go down to September of last year, Anthony gave an amazing talk, which really changed my entire thought process and gave me superpowers in this business. All right, it's a 10-minute video, but it's very inspiring, and it should be cool. Hold on.
Thank you, Mohambi. So we've now come to celebrate a new title and also hear a testimonial.
It's time for our very first, or our latest ambassador, Mr. Anthony Chittilan.
Awesome. Feel good. Thank God. First, I want to thank the founder, Jonas, because he's a marketing genius. I've never seen anything like it. If you could just pick his brain, you will see he's a true genius in marketing. And that's what we're living today. People think I'm a genius because I've studied a lot. I've been to university almost 10 years. I've been studying in the United States. I'm a I got my degree in nuclear engineering from MIT. People tell me I'm really crazy, wasting my time. They have no clue. You guys know why I am here. You guys know that there's no better opportunity instead of working with nuclear engineering or working at NASA. But I want to tell you a little bit about my story today, so maybe I can inspire someone to aim a little higher, inspire someone to work a little bit harder, maybe to set a bigger goal. So I will tell the story. Always loved school, went to the United States to study, ended up at MIT, which is the toughest university in the whole world. At MIT, I studied nuclear engineering, really crazy. I was the best top of my class in order to get a scholarship, but I can tell you something. When I joined MIT, it was a wake-up call. It was a punch in the face. I went from up here to struggling for average. I have friends who will get the Nobel Prize one day. But guess what? This is what I want to tell you today. What I applied, what I learned in school that I applied to the business, because I just had to work hard. I can tell you those were the best years of my life, but also the worst. It's like a blur. Just work, 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 working, day and night, just working, working, working to graduate. And I can tell you, most people who start, they don't finish. Isn't that amazing? They don't even graduate. Just like in our business, the people who start, why doesn't everybody become a president, a director, an ambassador? It's just the way it is.
So that's the first thing that you got to understand. Everyone doesn't get to be a manager, director, president, ambassador. No, there is hard work involved in this. You can be lucky and you can reach being a team leader and coordinator and stuff. After that, you have to put in the hard work. So that's number 1 point. Hard work, hard work, hard work, okay?
But I learned something through those years of studying. Guess what? I learned a superpower, 2 superpowers that I learned during my studies. The first superpower is commitment. Commitment, commitment, commitment. You already heard Peter Jacobson talk about it, and it's so important. Commitment means that I will still do what I said I would do, even when the motivation is low. That's pretty cool. You still do what you commit to do. And the next superpower that I learned is discipline. Discipline is just the bridge between a thought and accomplishment. It's the bridge between my plan and my goal. I always say it's like you want to get in shape. You buy a gym card. It's not enough to just buy the gym card. You need the discipline to go and exercise, right? So commitment, discipline, all of that I learned. And if you apply that to the business, you will be unstoppable.
So hard work. And the next one is commitment. No matter if your motivation is down or up, you're happy, you're sad, doesn't matter. If you have if you have made a commitment, stick to it. Discipline. Discipline is the bridge between your thought and your goals, which means your thought and reality. Anything that you dream, if you have the discipline and if you are committed and if you put in the work, you will get. Simple. Discipline. Discipline. Simple stuff. Right? Okay.
Commitment, commitment, commitment. You know somebody else who talks about commitment? All this experience, and Jonas with a marketing genius extraordinaire. I can tell you, nobody in the company works as hard as these 2 guys. And that gives me comfort. Because guess what? If you want to become excellent, you should do a little bit more than what's required of you. This is actually a tip. To become excellent, do a little bit more, because most people, they do a little bit less than what's required. And this is pretty cool. I apply that to the business. Become a little bit better at inviting to meeting. Become a little bit better at presenting the business. Become a little bit better at listening to your prospect. Become a little bit better at leadership. That makes you excellent, and you can have success. I think success is very, very important. It's like you need to develop a passion for success. And I think we all deserve success if we're willing to work hard. I lost my hair. I was working hard. And you got to pay your dues. And the name of this event, The Power of Easy, I can tell you, there's no simpler business in the world than our business.
So check this out. He said that this is the most simplest business to do on earth by our grand ambassador. There is nobody else more to take instructions from, right? He's the topmost in our sales. So here we go, all right? These are gems. These are nuggets for us to kickstart right now, okay?
Very, very, very simple. You don't need to go to school, university for 10 years. There's no prerequisites to be able to do this business. You only need a mobile phone, internet. That's how we do it. But I can tell you, it's easy if you learn these two things. Number one, you've heard me say it many times, hard work. Hard work, hard work, hard work. Through commitment and discipline, you make a plan and a goal. Then you can reach it. But listen here, number two, this one.
So number one is hard work, okay? Number two is what changed my life in the way I do this business. Number two, what he's going to explain right now is the superpower. And if you get the superpower, you're a rock star in this business. Rock star. Here you go.
It's very, very, very important. If you can master this skill, you will go all the way to the top. Number two, if you can learn to not take it personal when people say no to you, you'll be outstanding. If you can learn not to be afraid of what people think about you, you can go to the top. Guess why? You sign up in the business. You're all excited. You go home, you talk to your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your best friend. And guess what? Maybe he doesn't even tell you no. Maybe he says, no, you're crazy. No, you're crazy. He's stealing your dream. He's putting you down because you found this opportunity. And that's crazy. What happens to you? The reptile brain kicks in, and all of a sudden you start doubting yourself. Oh, maybe Fred was right. I thought I was going to start this business. I was going to build an international affiliate all around the world. All of a sudden, you start doubting. So if you know that a no doesn't bother me, it doesn't bother me at all. This is a skill because it's a people's business. We're working with people's feeling. So although you saw an opportunity, you tell your brother and he tell you you're crazy, that's the tough thing. So learn this. And if I should summarize, a couple of thoughts that I use.
So, hard work, commitment, discipline, and now you're okay for anybody to tell no to you. It's fine. It's fine. Respect what a person's decision is and don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. When they're saying no, it means no, not today. Not today, maybe tomorrow, maybe if you have an amazing relationship, they will see you, they'll watch you. They may not join today, 6 months from now, they will see how committed you are. They'll see your discipline. They'll see how you are making money and they will come to you tomorrow. So don't take it personal when they say no. That is one way. Another way, what he said, who is someone else to stop me from achieving my dreams? I control my destiny, right? So if they say no, okay. Don't take it personal. Don't take that personal, that reptile brain to come out. Oh, man. Is it a scam? Is it this? Oh my God, really? but a review just came, but 38 million members are already there. Oh my God, what do I do? No. Believe. You've already made your research. You've already made your decision, right? This is absolutely the best business because you see people in front of you who is earning. We see people in front of us who's earning every single day, right? So nobody else has the control, is going to control my destiny. I may have born poor. That's not my problem, right? It's not my problem. It's not under my control. But if I'm going to die poor, that's on me. That's on me. So I'm not going to allow that to happen. I'm not going to allow anybody to say no to me, but I'm going to respect what they say. I'm going to understand why they said it. I'm going to share my business. If they say no, it is okay. So no, if anybody say no, it's okay. Now you're ready to actually do Crowd1 business. Now, there are three more things that Anthony says right now, which I want you to understand. I want you to get it inside your bloodstream. I want you to understand it. Then there is no looking back. Then there's no looking back. See, for me, I'm so confident, I'm so strong, and I'm standing in public, and I'm just the same person like you. Just like you. But I did my research properly, thoroughly. I went through all the terms and conditions. I understood the concept. I understood I used the products. I used them. Mindo, I'm using every single day because I need to believe in what I see. So I believed it. I did every research that I had to do. Then I made my decision, then no looking back, then all in. I'm all in to this. So why I am all in? It's because of these three questions which Anthony Chetalan asked, and it gave me an understanding on, man, this is the business to give your best. All right, let's go. Let's hear that out. Three questions, powerful.
To manipulate myself, my brain, to do more, to work harder. Think about this one. What if you knew that you could not fail? How hard would you work? What if you knew that we would be 100 million members 2-3 years from now? How hard would you work? What if you knew that you would become a director, a president, an ambassador? You will earn residual income. You'll be able to help your family, your loved ones. How hard would you work? You see, I'm already working like all these are true. Because point number one, nobody has ever failed in this business. People only gave up, right? People only gave up. Because this business, next presentation, you might meet somebody like me. Björn, Rens, George, you saw these guys. This is what I program myself. Next presentation, I'm going to find somebody who beat me, who's hungrier. So just keep at it. Number two, 100 million members. I know that with or without me, the company will reach 100 million members, the way we're growing right now, and what's in the pipeline. Jonas and Johan, they have assembled an amazing, a 6 management team. They all complement each other. It's huge. So I know they're doing this with or without me, or with or without you. I just rather want to be on this journey. Number three, becoming a director, a president, earning residual income. The residual income, if people understood, that's why we're working. Because this gives us a chance to work hard a couple of years and get paid over and over and over again. And what are we working with? We're working showing affiliate. We're building the largest sales organization on earth. And guess what? we're not only working hard, we're working smart. Working smart, we're working with leverage. Where you've heard me say it before on stage, the only way for you to become a director, a president, an ambassador is that you help other people along the way. Otherwise, it's impossible. So think about this. You only need to find two leaders. Doesn't matter. It's not going to take you 10 years. It's not 10 years of school. It's not a 40-hour work week. You need to find two. And that could be a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend. So what if it takes you 2-3 years to become a president? It's fantastic. So I see the opportunity. And I can tell you, the timing is not now. It's right now. It's right now. Because now the company is launching some of the biggest, craziest, coolest products on earth. And we will have them in our portfolio to recommend to people and earn some commission, some income. And together.
So the 3 questions. Now we know for sure. 1, we are not going to fail. There is no failure in this. There's only level of success. If you could quit and go, it's not a problem. There's no failure. We know. That's number 1. Number 2, we know by the way the company is going, we'll reach 50 million, 100 million, 250 million. We'll know for sure. Right? We know for sure. And number 3, we know after a little effort, we're going to be a coordinator. We know we're going to be manager. We know for sure that we will be director. We know for sure we'll become president if we put in that work, right? We know. So then, no looking back. We know we are not going to fail. We know company is going big and the products are unbelievably awesome. And number 3, we know our residual income is going to go higher and higher, higher. What else? Boom. Okay. So superpowers, we're going to put in the hard work. We're going to stay committed. We're going to have the discipline. And it's okay when people tell no to us. Okay. These are the superpowers. Okay. These are the superpowers. Now, let's go back, and the most important thing that we need in this business is to have a list of 100 names at all times. Okay. And don't break your head in this. Just write down a list of people who wants more time and more money. Just assume that. Don't think whether they'll buy. Don't think they will, they'll never do network marketing or direct selling. Don't think anything. People from America to Australia, the whole world is going through a tough time because of COVID. We have to understand that. Okay, so let's keep that positivity out. And I would say, just like what we have heard, if there is in a cup, there's half water, look at this. Oh, wow, this half full. Don't look at it as half empty. Let's look at the opportunity. The world, everyone is looking for something exciting because they're fed up with all the negatives around the world. So just write down 100 names. If you can't get that out of your mind, just open your Facebook. Minimum 500 friends you would have. Or just click on that call button and just go through your contacts. There's so many people. Just write down. Or think people of the people wherein you spend money. Your milkman, your bakery, your restaurant, your bank, your doctor. So the frequent places that you go to, wherever you spend money, the owners, just write down. Or religious institutions, when you go to your church or temple, your friends over there. Or it can be at work, who all are the people, at work. So think from different standpoints, 100 people, and you write down the list. And beside that, once you write 100 people, who are you going to call first? Draw 4 columns. And into the first column, write down all the people who's got enthusiasm. Tick. All the people who's got enthusiasm. We need people who's enthusiastic to, people buy it from you because of you, basically. And everybody is so tired of all the negative news all around the world. So you need somebody exciting to share the good news. So take all the people who have enthusiasm. Then take all the people who are between the age group of 25 to 55. Because the most amount of needs are in between this age group. Then get all the people who are married, because they'll be more responsible. And get all the people who have got income, a job. Because if you want to invite someone and if you want to take him, buy him a coffee or give him some, excuse me, put gas in his vehicle to go meet the person. But that part is okay nowadays because everything is virtual. Everything is virtual, right? So so you don't need to go meet anybody. You can just invite them to Zoom. So but it'll be nice if people have some kind of income, they will be already using digital products. They would have Netflix or Amazon Prime or something like that, right? So take all the people with all these 4 categories. You'll get 20 names around from there, which has got all 4. We're going to call all of them. Trust me. We're going to call all of them. This business, you can give it to anybody and everybody who has a dream. Who has a dream. So don't complicate your thoughts, So, that person may just come in. He may think, okay, fine. A 70-year-old person, for example, if you share the information, he said, okay, fine, let me try it out. I'm not doing anything at home anyway. So he comes into the business and he doesn't do anything, but he just calls his son-in-law, who happens to be a great networker, and he comes in and he's your 1 star. So don't complicate your thoughts by thinking whether this person will do or not. Share the business. If they want to come in, let them come in, and we teach them what they need in the business, right? So first, as we mentioned, 100 names, 4 columns, take all the people, get these 20 names. And with these 20 names, what are we going to do? We are going to call them and invite them to the business presentation. We are not going to call them and talk about the business. We are not going to call them to talk about the residual plan, the crowd bonus, benefits of Crowd1, nothing. Keep it very simple. The purpose of you reaching out to them is to invite them to a business presentation meeting. That's the purpose. Keep it very simple. Okay. Now, I'm going to share with you how to do Crowd1 business in a minute using a 3-step strategy. Okay. First step, you say 1 thing. Second step, you say 2 things. Third step, you say 3 things. Our purpose is to invite them to the presentation. Okay. That is the purpose, nothing else. So here we go. The purpose is to invite them to a Zoom meeting. Simple. Here, this is George. How are you? Hope everything is going well. So share 1 thing. I wanted to share an interesting business with you. When do you have 30 minutes, today or tomorrow? Step number 1. Okay. I have an interesting business to share. When do you have 30 minutes, today or tomorrow? People ask you, what is this business about? Say 2 things. It's an online business with the world's #1 company. To explain the business in detail, I would like to invite you to a presentation. It takes about 30 minutes. When do you have time, today or tomorrow? So people ask you, which company is it? You say, company is Crowd1. We are an online marketing company, marketing different companies' digital products. We have travel products, gaming, education, and many more. Very interesting business. When do you have 30 minutes, today or tomorrow? That's it. And you invite them to a meeting. That's all it is. That's how simple the business is. 82% of the time, people will come to the meeting if they find there is value. So that's all the script is. Now, after this, all you need to is focus, focus, and focus. It's all in your mindset here. What you say is just one line, but it's the mindset, it's the lifestyle, it's the experience with Crowd1 that we got to share, right? So the secret formula in this business is fear of loss. That's all we need to focus on. Start today. Start today. You start your fear of loss today. And anybody that comes in, make a goal until December 31st, how many people you'll bring into the business and how many people will have their fear of loss done. Put that goal down, because fear of loss, check this out, just by taking two of the bonuses, just binary bonus and fear of loss bonus, if you do the fear of loss, you come in today in the white package, you bring 4 people each. These 4 people in 2 weeks bring 4 people each, become 16. 16 people bring 4 people each, become 64. Then at the 16th week, there are 65,000 people in your team and you've already become a director 3-star. And this is what we all are focusing on right now. We are following this and this is reality. You would be director 3-star making 2,500 euros in monthly salary, and you would have already made approximately 500,000 euros if you just do fear of loss on the white package. But you need to plan, you need to structure it, you need to put in the hard work, you need to stay committed, and you got to have discipline, and you shouldn't worry when people tell you no, you're going to achieve this, and follow the system, right? So think about the residual income. A director 3-star in the next 16 weeks, that means 2,500 euros monthly salary for as long as you're in the business. Check that out. So we have different trainings. Now, the most important thing is tomorrow we'll be having our product training. We'll be getting into Planet IX, and we'll be going over the next. There is open talk that's come. So let's understand Planet IX more. We have been going through Mindo. So, but tomorrow, let's get into Planet IX, as the next revolution is coming up. November 22nd, it's going to join. It's going to open up to the entire world. So cryptocurrency launching, Planet IX, a lot of promotions happening. Mixter is coming out with their NFTs as well. They're getting into the casual crypto gaming space. So lots of, we need to understand the different opportunities that Crowd1 is unleashing within our company itself. We need to understand it. So we need to understand the products and we need to use them. Then we'll be able to share the experience, our experience with people, and that's what solidifies our business. We got to use the products and we got to experience it, and then we need to share our experience with people. Then there's no looking back. We're presidents in the company to start with. Okay, so as always, it is with great pleasure that I get to talk to and educate everyone. Now let's open up a quick forum for questions, and let's see how it goes. So Mr. Deepa, how is everybody doing? Deepa?
Yeah, fantastic. Yeah, it's going smoothly. So with great pleasure. It's absolutely feels nice to be in this session, and a little bit prospecting problems only I am facing.
Why? What happened?
Still, people are getting negative remarks, and some other people are facing some financial problems, and so the things are happening. That's the reason I was getting some prospective problem.
Okay, so let me ask you now. When people say they have financial problem, how do you handle it? How do you handle it? What do you say? When people say, I don't have money, what do you say?
What am saying to those people when they say financially they are facing problem, I will talk to them in a gentle manner. If you postpone the opportunity by saying a kind of what you can say, some reasons.
People such a don't make up, keep it very simple.
Okay.
When people say, I don't have money, if you say it's okay and you keep the phone down, it's fine. But how do you respond to it? Be very honest, because I'm going to give you how to handle it. So don't make up, just say, when someone tells, I don't have money, how do you handle it?
So how I am responding, okay, I understand your problem, your situation, circumstance. You can take your own decision. You think your own, and I will talk you later. That's it.
Okay. So most people, when they get an objection, they don't handle it. You need to handle the objection. How do you handle the objection? You handle any objection in 3 steps. Feel, felt, found. It's a technique. Feel, felt, found. People, if you want to write it, you can write it down, okay? I know I've got a bad throat. I'm so sorry. Okay, feel, felt, found technique. Whatever objection you get, you use, I understand the way you feel. I understand what you're feeling. Felt. Some of my team members or some of the people that I work with in my team have felt the same way. Or you can say, I also had the same feeling. I also felt the same way. I also felt it. But let me ask you a question. So you have to understand the root cause. Why? Okay? Why? Usually, people love to buy. This is a sales rule. People love to buy, but they don't like to be sold. That's number one. Okay, people love to buy, but they don't like to be sold, which means, I'll give you an example. You're going into a shopping mall and you want to buy a t-shirt. You go into the shopping mall, the customer representative comes to you, sir, can I help you? What do you say? No, I'm just looking. Automatic. It's automatic. You will say no. Okay, because people don't like to be sold. But I love to buy. I like making my own decision. I will buy what I like to buy when I feel like buying. I don't like anybody telling me. So that is there inside. Okay, that is one. So after that, you start going into the mall and you start looking for the t-shirt. Oh man, there are so many t-shirts. I'm getting confused. Let me ask someone. And you go behind people. So that's what you got to understand. Okay, people like making their own decisions. That's number one. Number two, people don't like hurting others. They don't like hurting others. So when they say no to someone, they think they are hurting someone. Okay, when they say no to someone, they feel that they are hurting. So they will try to tell you, they will not say no. Instead, they will say, let me think about it. Let me think about it. So people give so many objections. So today I'm going to handle one objection, which is he said, no money. So people just to just to run away from it, they will give excuses like, oh, I have no money. But see, it is only 109 euros. Who does not have 109 euros in this world? Who does not? Everybody has. But they just want to just not waste time. They've heard so many stories or whatever it is. They may just ignore it, right? So instead, ask two more questions. Ask two more questions. Let me ask you, how long has this been a problem for you? How long has this problem of not having money been there for you? Ask that question back. You understood, Deepa?
Yeah, I understood.
How long have you had this problem of not having money? That's one. So about 1.5 years when Corona started. Okay. Have you done anything about it? Have you looked for additional opportunities? Have you looked into any additional opportunities? Ask that question. Why are you having this problem of not having money? How long have you had that problem? Have you done anything about it? Did you try making some additional money? Ask that question. So then the actual answer will come up. You understand, Deepa?
Yeah, I absolutely understood. The thing
Counter
is,
question. Go ahead.
yeah, and the thing is, when we talk with the prospect, we have to talk in clarity. That is the very important thing that people get signed up. When we talk with the clarity, for example, how long are you going to solve your financial problem? And
No. That is not the question.
Yeah, I will say, yeah,
The question
understood.
is, how long, let me
you
finish.
have been facing the problems of financial?
How long have you been having this problem of lack of money?
Yeah, yes, absolutely. That is a question we are putting to the prospector. How long have you been these problems of money? Did you get solved out this problem? And when are you going to solve it out? What is your action plan? So that way of tone, the way of asking should be gentle. Am I correct?
It's not gentle. It is the right question.
Yeah. Oh, okay, absolutely. Yeah, it's a right question, but the prospect should understand our body language. This is the technique we have to apply. Am I correct?
The right question is number one. Body language and also right question. How long have you had this problem?
Yeah.
Don't bring additional 2 words and all. Won't put any extra words. Keep it very simple. How long have you had this problem? About 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Have you tried doing any business? Do you take some extra job? Have you tried to bring in more money? Tell me about it. Talk to me. So you're understanding the prospect and you're not selling, basically, right? So what we have to understand from here is use the technique feel, felt, found. I understand the way you feel. I felt the same way, or some of my team members have felt the same way. And what we have found is, and give the objection. Ask question. Let me ask you a question. How long has this been a problem for you? So have you done anything about it? If I show you an opportunity that will help you get out of your financial situation? Would it make sense to you? So these three questions can help you to get the client to a meeting. If I show you an opportunity which has got a monthly salary, even if you sell or don't sell, you will get a monthly salary with the world's #1 company. Would it make sense to you? Would you be interested? Yes, I would be interested. Boom, and then go for it. Sales is skills. Do not assume. Role play with your upline. So I think my throat is getting bad. So let me go and take some rest. So I hope, Mr. Deepa, can you give the vote of thanks, please?
Yeah, absolutely.
Share your experience today and do the vote of thanks. Also, if you don't mind. Okay, wait.
Okay.
One minute. I didn't get the last word, please. You said feel, felt, found. Found. Feel, felt, found. I understand the way you feel. Some of my people have felt the same way. But what they have found is when they looked at the opportunity, this opportunity was not about spending money. This is all about saving money and making residual income for life. You know, they're simple. Feel, felt, found technique. So you can Google it also. Feel, felt, found technique. Okay. So with that being said, let's wind up today's session. It was a great pleasure, sharing these tips with you. Anybody, any questions? Mr. Adibo, how was today's session? Did you like today's session, Mr. Adibo? Wait, let me see if everybody is. Whoop. Yeah, everybody can unmute. Yeah, it's okay. So, Mr. Deepa sir, let me introduce Mr. Sachu. He one of the good leaders from that I know, and always on time for trainings. He learns, he practices. So I would like to invite Mr. Sachu to share his opinion about today's meeting and also give a vote of thanks and wind up today's session. Mr. Deepa?
Yeah, absolutely. Today's training session is fantastic. I'm saying this is fantastic because when we step into doing the business of inviting people in our business, we have to be professionals attitude. So we learned how to prospect and how to get up the people signed up in our business. So when the particular prospect says objection, how can we deal with the objection? Feel, felt, found techniques are very effective, and we have to be in a practice mode to make them effective. So for that being said, to present the sales skills and tips of how to get success in this business is praiseworthy. And I hope all of you can make your own business very effective and success by practicing these sales techniques presented by George Epen from USA. And next, my duty is to say word of thanks to the people who have taken the valuable time to hear the sales skills of today. First of all, I would like to invite the attention of a guest of today's sales skills presentation program. I thank you for taking your valuable time and cooperating with the presenter and by understanding, and I hope you can make sales skills effective by tomorrow and continue with the sales tips to make a business very successful. And next, existing members, I say my thanks for your valuable time to be here and cooperating with the presenter and sharing your experience of doing the prospecting is helpful for me and everybody who is presenting today's presentation plan. Last but not the least, George Epen from USA, who is always taking his own time and sometimes sacrificing his time for the business of not only for him, but me, everybody he is helping. That is fantastic. And that is very humanitarian approach. That kind of leaders we want the most. For that reason, I thank George Epen for kindly motivating and making sales skills program every day at 10:30 Indian Standard Time is very good. So that,
Thank you.
George Epen, thank you for coordinating this program for everybody's success. Thank you. God bless you. Crowd1, impossible is nothing.
Thank you very much. So tomorrow we have our English session at 7 p.m. Indian Standard Time, and we'll be going to have the training at 10:30 Indian Standard Time, and tomorrow it's going to be product training, and we'll be going into Planet IX. Very, very important. Okay, so until we meet again, Crowd1, impossible is nothing. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you everyone for coming. It's my first time being here and it was educating. Thanks. All right, Mr. Debo.